Thanks for joining me in this video. We get a lot of clients who email us or call us with one specific question, and that goes as such. My immigration application was refused. What are my options? If this applies to you, there are three main ways of, dealing with this matter. And it's in no such order. I'm just stating the first could be an appeal application. A second is refiling that application. And the third that many don't know or are familiar with is reconsideration. So in this particular video, I just want to emphasize the refiling an application and reconsideration and what those two differences are. We'll leave the appeal process because it is specific to the actual matter to a different video. So when we say refiling an application, we essentially mean you start from ground zero. When you file an application, for example, a visitor visa application, and you get a refusal on that application, the officer has an obligation to include a letter that states why the application was refused. And predominantly there's a bunch of boxes, and then the officer essentially checks it off to say your application was refused for X, Y, and Z reasons. Note that this is a refusal letter that all applicants out there get. It's not particularly to you specifically. The boxes that the officer checks, that's specific to the application, but the format of the letter is a very common templated letter. So when you want to refile the application, essentially you want to look at a few things. What was the reason for the refusal? And if you want to include additional documentation to support the reason for that refusal, then you may want to refile that application from the beginning. There are many reasons where an application could be refused the first time around. And a lot of times it's because you didn't satisfy the officer based on the boxes that they check. So we'll use a visitor visa as an example. The officer may check ties to your home country, funds available, reason for traveling to Canada, and so forth. So if you didn't provide supporting documentation to show that you've traveled, for example, to many other countries and that you will not overstay in Canada because you didn't overstay there, that's something you may want to include when you refile the application. Or if it's checked off to say the reason that you want to visit Canada, the purpose of your stay, you may want to include documentation, part of evidence to show that this is really why I'm coming. So again, it really varies on the purpose, but common reason for visiting is leisure. So if you just want to come and see the touristic attraction Canada has to offer, you may want to include an itinerary that outlines on day one, I'll be seeing the CN Tower. On day two, I'll be visiting these sceneries. On day three, I'll be doing this to simplify it for the officer exactly why you're asking for that particular duration and what exactly will you be doing for that period. So outlining that and then including documentation to support that, such as a CN Tower ticket or a dinner reservation to support that argument, that is something you can do when you want to refile the application.